Fellas, everything you got today, play for somebody who can. We got a ball that can't be broken. They've been through what we've been through. Let's go, man. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
It's the Pitt Panthers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. It's a rivalry renewed after a 16-year hiatus. This has the feel of an epic game. The atmosphere is electric as the gates have just opened. It's football at its finest and promises to be the biggest crowd to witness any sporting event in Pittsburgh history.
It's game time. Let's go.
It's everything right here, boys. It's everything to me.
Game day. Ain't nothing like it, baby.
No more talking, baby. In between these lines is going down. Let's go.
They don't respect you. This ain't 1976. It ain't 1968. It's 2016. They don't respect. They're gonna find out.
The Pitt-Penn State rivalry is underway.
How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here for the Pittsburgh Panthers' second football game of the season here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network, taking on Penn State, a renewal of a rivalry that's been absent for 16 years. One of the biggest rivalries in college football has returned here at Heinz Field with a record-setting crowd, biggest crowd ever for a football game, and these two teams are going to get underway with a huge battle. Penn State will kick off to the Panthers to start off. Dangerous return man Quadri Henderson back to take it, and with that, this rivalry is underway, and it's surely going to be a fantastic afternoon of football. Key man for the Pitt Panthers, James Connery's coming off a 106-yard, 2-touchdown performance prior to this particular matchup, and neither team was able to do anything as we started off. They both punted twice before either team was able to really get anything going. Traded punts, 4 straight. Great little shovel pass move by Nate Peterman to find Scott Orndorff for a great play, and then Peterman throws the ball up for George Aston, who makes a fantastic catch, does the fullback, so he's hitting a couple of non-wide receiver targets there, but it was really this was arguably the best Peterman did all day was this first drive. He does phenomenally to get to the 10-yard line with a huge third down conversion, a great run, and the Panthers would have 1st and 10 from about the 11-yard line. Peterman finds Quadri Henderson on the jet sweep. He gets about 5 yards. Connor then with a fake jet sweep goes through and tries to get towards the end zone and gets 1 yard short to the 2-yard line, and unfortunately he's not able to get the third down conversion. And the Panthers, despite a fantastic drive, they are going to try and get first blood here as Chris Blewett is going to pop through about a 19-yard field goal to give the Panthers a 3-0 advantage late in the first quarter. The Panthers then on their ensuing drive, late in the first quarter, the final play, Nate Peterman rolls out and he just goes to throw the ball away so he doesn't give up a 20-yard loss, and instead it's a huge loss as he turns the ball over. He's hit as he throws, and Brandon Bell comes away with the ball, and it would give Penn State phenomenal field position. Unfortunately for them, they're only able to turn it into 3 points as their kicker Barbier does put the ball through the uprights, but that's all she wrote. The next time Penn State gets the ball, though, after a quick Pitt 3-and-out and a punt, McSorley drops back to pass on the first play. He gives it away. Tyreek Jarrett comes up with it after the huge hit from Mike Cabrera, the linebacker. Jarrett, the defensive tackle, picks up the ball, and he rumbles and stumbles all the way to the end zone for 6, and the Panthers take a 10-3 advantage. McSorley just wasn't able to protect that ball off the heavy hit by the unblocked Cabrera. Jarrett picks it up and takes it the whole way down the field. The Nittany Lions' next possession, though, they run this read option with McSorley, which they were running fairly effectively all game, but you wonder why they were doing it so much with McSorley and not handing Barkley the ball off, as he's definitely their most dangerous player. But McSorley drops back to pass again. DeMar Hamlin comes off a block. McSorley's not able to handle the ball again, and lightning strikes twice. Juan Price, the Panthers' impact player on defensive end, scoops up the loose ball, and nobody's going to challenge him. He rumbles the whole way, about 80 yards on that return as he takes it to the house, and the Panthers, just like that, have a 2-touchdown advantage. They get the ball back late in the second quarter. Peterman hands it off to James Conner as they go for it on a 4th and 3 from the 32-yard line, and they convert with a big run by the bruising back that allows them to set up for a Chris Blewett field goal later in the drive that he knocks through and gives the Panthers a 20-3 advantage late in the second quarter. And then a controversial play late in the second. McSorley with a good throw to Jasicki, who, with Penn State with 1 timeout left, the clock's tick, and they don't get a first down. They don't use their last timeout. James Franklin, I don't know if he just had a brain fade. He didn't know what to do with the ball, and they did get one final playoff, but they would have had to go for the end zone. McSorley decides to run for it. He gets the first down, but Terrence Webb brings him down, and Penn State leaves the first half without scoring on that drive. So really could be controversial if Penn State, finishes within 3 points or something, that they're not able to score on that drive. But the Panthers do go into halftime with the home crowd just ecstatic about that 17-point lead that they have. So obviously you can see, based off of that clip from the first half, all the hyper activity in this matchup. As we finish, 127 passing yards from McSorley. He's found Saeed Blackwell for about 9 completions in the first half. Panthers dominate possession, though, and of course leading on the score sheet without any offensive touchdowns. 2 touchdowns from their defense, and really, if you compare the offenses, it's 6-3 Panthers after the half. But coming out in the second half, Penn State was trying to light up. McSorley with a lovely little screen to Saquon Barkley, and that's the kind of stuff you wanted to see from him. He ended up the match with only 7 carries in the game. For I think 30 yards, but he did have 7 receptions for 63 yards. This was the play that they were really capitalizing on, the run option, as Trace McSorley goes for 24 yards of the 50 that he had on the day, in spite of being sacked over 5 times. But Penn State does have to settle for a long field goal attempt here, 45 yards, but Barbier does put it through to cut the Panthers' lead back to 2 touchdowns. 3rd and 3 on the ensuing Panther possession. Nate Peterman takes the ball, hands off on a quick little sweep to Quadri Henderson, and he's broken into the open field. He dances around a Penn State defender. Quadri Henderson is loose. He fights off a safety tackle, and he could go all the way for a Panthers touchdown. 76 yards. Quadri Henderson, unbelievable. It's handed off by Peterman. He splits the hole. It's fantastic blocking up the field from both Jester Weah and George Aston, the fullback, who made a fantastic block. Weah unfortunately misses the safety, but Quadri Henderson just brushes him off like he's absolutely nothing, stays in bounds, and goes all the way to the house. It's an unbelievable run. Henderson showing off that speed that he does have, and really giving the Panthers a huge advantage now, up 27-6 after that score. So that's the kind of impact play that this Panthers motion misdirection type offense can have, and their defense has been another story. Of course, DeMar Hamlin forcing a fumble, Caprera forcing a fumble, Caprera with 3 sacks on the afternoon, Juan Price with a sack as well. So they've been hammering McSorley. We take a look just at the 6:36 mark of the third quarter. They already had 5 sacks, 8 hurries, and 2 knockdowns. But McSorley would then knock back on the door. Great little pass to Tompkins late here in the third quarter. Nearly goes all the way to the end. Somebody's brought down by Terrence Webb. But that gets the Nittany Lions, very close. McSorley with a little fake draw. He stands in there, holds on, but Terrence Webb with a massive interception at the 2-yard line. Another turnover for McSorley, an interception to go along with his 2 fumbles, and the Panthers escape yet again. Their defense bends but will not break. Terrence Webb with a fantastic interception. Penn State, though, on their next drive after the Panthers weren't able to get anything going. McSorley with a fantastic out pattern to Johnson, who hauls it in. Juwan Johnson with a 23-yard catch, and on the second play following that Saquon Barkley, you wonder why he didn't have more of an impact in this matchup. He just didn't get enough touches of the ball. I think only 17 touches or so. You got to get more from your top player. James Conner for the Panthers had 49 yards rushing in the fourth quarter alone as the Panthers tried to milk the clock. 16 of them coming on that run as he would finish with 85 yards on the day with James Conner. Really solid performance from him yet again, as you'd expect from the senior. But Penn State with the ball now, middle of the fourth quarter. Robinson picks up a huge gain there, and it's a face mask by Mike Cabrera, who had 3 sacks on the evening. A fantastic performance, but that's going to hurt them as he gives up 15 more yards with the face mask, and it's going to push Penn State down the field, and they are going to make the Panthers pay later in the drive. McSorley takes the snap. He's in the shotgun. He takes a look on a screen to Godwin, who fights off a tackle by Jordan Whitehead, usually the Panthers' most sure tackler. Webb completely misses. Maddox finally brings him down, but he falls into the end zone, does Chris Godwin, and it is a touchdown for the Penn State Nittany Lions as they cut the Panthers' advantage to just a single possession. Next Penn State possession after the Panthers aren't able to capitalize. Tyreek Jarrett with a fantastic job pushing Saquon Barkley out of bounds. Penn State did have 3 timeouts, so they elected to punt, but a Panthers 3rd and 4 conversion here by James Conner was going to effectively seal the deal, and the Panthers would end up in the victory formation. Nate Peterman drops to a knee, and that's all she wrote. The Pitt Panthers pick up where they left off, a 12-0 victory at Three Rivers Stadium in 2000, followed up by a 27-20 victory at Heinz Field over their rival Penn State Nittany Lions. And if that game left any impression on you, the rivalry is back. The fans were just, the animosity was palpable, and it was an unbelievable performance. The Panthers are able to go home with a fantastic victory. We're going to leave you with the statistics from this matchup. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of the result, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, take care. Bye-bye.
Baby, that's all I gotta say. Hell to Pitt. I love this school. I love my fans. We going to the top, baby. ACC, the pursuit. Let's go.
That's our house. That's our house. Ox asked me about the game ball, okay? Ox asked, hey, we don't need a game ball.
High volume, high volume, high volume.